Hello and welcome to another episode of the Dragon Ball Raging Blast 2 character breakdowns. And today we're going to be covering the one, the only, the Fillermeister himself, Pikkon. Now you might be wondering, who is Pikkon and why does he look so cool? Well, I hate to burst your bubble, but Pikkon is kind of just there. I really don't know how to say this without insulting the character, but he just kind of amounts to nothing in the most literal sense. So that's why I'm going to hand this off to IRL Bradmouse. IRL Bradmouse, if you may. Alright, hi guys. You're probably wondering why this took a big jump into hyper-realistic territory. Let me explain. See, I had an entire song written out, ready to go. Like, I wrote a song for Pikkon and how he's mid. No, he's just boring. But you know what? I don't think Pikkon warrants this effort. So instead, I'm just going to show you making a coffee and explain who he is while I do so. Pikkon is a, how do I put this? He was a dead guy in Otherworld who he was just there. I honest to God, I really don't know what Pikkon contributes to the Majin Buu saga or anything else outside of the Janemba movie. Okay, let's not be too unfair here. So, Pikkon basically, you know, he's from another side of the universe. He enters the Otherworld tournament where he meets Goku, and he fights Goku, and then obviously Goku wins because it's Goku, and he's just built like that. And yet for some reason they try to imply that it's a close match, even though it's not, and trust me, not even close. So yeah, that's basically it for Pikkon. Outside of that, he kind of just gets bitch made by Kid Buu. Like really, there's nothing else to it. Ow. Thank you, IRL Bradmouse. You may have missed a few details there, like how he stalled Janemba for about 2 seconds, and he says very nasty words as a giant jelly bean, but you got most of it down. At least for the first time in this series' history, we get to see a character that doesn't die at the end. I mean, they're already dead, so I don't know if that really counts. But yeah, you're probably wondering, how does Pikkon play in gameplay? And, I mean, it's not a copy-paste moveset at the very least, so I guess that's got something going for it. So, how about you join me as together we uncover and break down the entire moveset of Pikkon in Raging Blast 2. And let's begin with his super attacks. Starting out our banger super attack move list is Hyper Tornado. I've covered this sort of already, like this hyper move before with Bardock. If you haven't seen that video, go make sure to check it out. Basically, it's a long range tracking damage dash thing. It has decent damage, its tracking is insane. For some reason though, I think Pikkon has like one of the worst ones, because the time it takes to actually, you know, go forward is delayed by a lot, whereas with Bardock and whatnot, it's kind of instantaneous. So it's weird that Pikkon gets like the weaker version of the move and not like, you know, a good version. Like fundamentally it's the same, and damage wise it's the same, but it's so slow compared to the other versions that honestly it's just a funny YOLO move if you want to just throw it out and see what happens. It doesn't offer any defensive benefits, it doesn't have anything unique going on. It's a dash move, it goes towards opponent, it hits opponent. I think it's pretty straightforward. Let's move on to the next move. Burning Shoot. It's a short to mid-range dash cinematic attack. Damage is pretty good, the animation is fine. That's pretty much all I can really say about this. Outside of that is just generic dash attack move, where if you go towards opponent who is not blocking or is vulnerable, you can hit them with a cinematic attack. So yeah, functionality wise, it's kind of just basic. You get the idea by now. But if we're going off of visuals, this is a pretty cool attack. You know, I like how Pikkon sets himself on fire. I mean, turns into a fireball. Yeah, I think that was cool. It's a reference to him facing off against Frieza and Cell. Like, I don't know how that was significant, since by the time they appeared in the series, everyone would kind of solo Frieza and Cell, so I don't know if that's really an achievement or not, but whatever. So yeah, Burning Shoot, kind of stubby when it comes to its tracking, but it's a dash attack, so what can you expect? High Tension, yeah. It does basically what it says on the tin. It gives you 3 ultimate attack gauge, and if you run out of ki, or if you don't use the ultimate or anything, your ki gets reduced to 0, and you have to charge all the way back up again. And there's like a short delay before you can use it again. Yeah, it's a free ultimate attack. That's all you really need to know about this move. And that is it. Let's move on. Wild Sense. I've covered Wild Sense already, I believe, in also the Bardock video. It costs next to no ki in order to trigger the actual, teleportation, but you need ki to actually enable Wild Sense to be procced in the background. And once you get attacked by anything, and that means small ki blasts, big ultimate attacks, explosive waves, you will dodge, like automatically. You won't have to put in the work to dodge. The game will do it for you as long as you've activated Wild Sense. And if an opponent tries to do a charged melee attack on you, you will instantly teleport behind them and launch them away. Whether this serves as a benefit or detriment, it's up to you to decide. It's your playstyle. However, I think it's kind of useful just because, people never expect Wild Sense to do that. They would expect it to just dodge for them. Easy dodging tool, pretty straightforward, pretty useful. Let's move on. Blazing Zephyr. Now look at that for a move name. That is insane. Like, that move name goes incredibly hard. I wonder what it looks like. Ow. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's an input-based double kick super attack. Nothing ever happens. There's no like involvement of fire. There's no like epic ki blast finisher. There's no like nothing unique here. It's just a kick and then another kick, and then that is a super attack. It is an input super, so it can be blocked, countered, nullified, and all of the above. Ah, how depressing. This move is so depressing. Alright, now time for Blazing Zephyr's cooler cousin, No Running. Like, it has the same kind of mechanic, it's an input-based super. However, in this instance, it has a cool finisher. Finally! A cool move for Pikkon, except for Burning Sheep. Burning Sheep is all kind of alright. Like, we get a move that he does against Janemba, like where he does a little trap shooter thing, where he like launches a ki blast at him. And it actually looks pretty cool. I kind of wish the opponent was sent flying a bit further so we could actually see what the ki blast individually looked like and like appreciate the graphic design. But, nitpicks aside, this move is cool to look at, but otherwise it's just your average-of-the-mill input-based super attack. It has, if you don't do the final ki blast hit, it has a unique stagger animation, which I haven't seen before, so I guess that's a pretty cool fact while you're here. Mechanic-wise, generic input-based super attack, but it's a lot flashier than Blazing Zephyr. Like, what were they cooking with that move? I'm still so annoyed at it. And you're probably wondering how I usually, get excited with signature skills and stuff, to see what combo potential they have and what you can do with it. No. Pikkon's signature skill, for all intents and purposes, is cool. It sends the opponent staggering back this time. You can follow it up with a Vanish, like an A button attack, a Y button attack, and that's it. However, the issue with this is, if you follow up with these attacks, there is literally nothing you can string it into. I've tried stringing it into super attacks, and all it ever does is just end up with the opponent on their back for some reason. I've tried stringing it upwards, but for some reason a super attack will not come out when you launch them up in the air. There's no snapping or like no way to trigger super attacks earlier. There is just no synergy with this signature skill with anything else in Pikkon's kit. Like, it just kind of feels you have to commit to the signature skill and nothing else. It is a really, really bad signature skill when it comes to mechanics and stuff. There's no synergy with the rest of Pikkon's moveset, and it kind of just feels like they forgot to make adjustments to this signature skill, I'm going to be honest. So, yeah. Although it does have the potential to combo into things, the fact that it doesn't is really upsetting and disappointing, and it's why I held off on talking about the signature skill for so long. But without further ado, let's get on to the big, great reveal, Pikkon's ultimate attack. It is a generic energy... Actually, no, you know what? No, we are not doing this. No. Let's give this a fair shot. I'm going to stop being bored. I'm going to go into this at face value and tell you exactly what you need to know. It's an energy wave. That is it. But yeah, no, seriously, it's just an energy wave. I know Pikkon does like an epic Fortnite dance at the start, but like, that's pretty much it. There's nothing really to this ultimate attack, except for the cool animation though, when it hits, like that's pretty cool, like a unique animation. Okay, I know I said this is a generic energy wave, but there is something that makes this different to other ultimate energy wave attacks. So you know how in other episodes I've said Dirty Fireworks goes through other super attacks? Well, this ultimate attack has a similar mechanic in the fact that it can go through other projectile ultimate attacks and completely ignore them. So yeah, I'm genuinely surprised. We finally got a projectile ultimate that does something different, you know? It only took like 5 episodes, but we found one. So yeah, I guess that's pretty cool. You could make it work in some situations. It's a little bit finicky, but yeah, I like it. Like there's nothing harmful here. Sure, it can be generic at first glance, but like, no, okay, Pikkon, I see what you're cooking, I see what you're putting down. I'd say that's a pretty good ultimate attack. It's definitely, you know, underwhelming at points, but I don't know, it's serviceable, it's fine. So yeah, Pikkon has a lot of flaws, let's just say that. He does have some good points here and there, like I don't want to disrespect him too much, despite the fact I already have. And I don't know, he's fine. Like, I can't really call him bad, because none of his moves are really recycled outside of High Tension and Wild Sense. But they make sense for him to have, like, that it just fits his character, so I can't really get mad at that either. So there's clearly a level of polish with Pikkon, it's just, I don't think they did enough to make him, like, worth picking up over other characters. And the fact that he kind of just has one projectile and that's his ultimate attack, like, it kind of just completely negates the opportunity for any sort of close range combat. I think Videl does his job better if you want to go with a more melee influence type character. I think Pikkon is just wonky. Like, he has the kit there, but it kind of just doesn't have the synergy, if that makes any sense. So yeah, my overall thoughts on Pikkon is that he's okay. He's not going to detriment you or your team if you decide to pick him up. He can be fun at points, but I would honestly just go with anyone else over Pikkon. So let me know what you think of Pikkon in the comments below. Let me know who I should cover next. And make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you got this far. But as always, I leave you off with a little match showcasing what we've learned in today's video. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the gameplay footage.
貴様用の必殺技がある。この出来損ない。ここだ。皆さん。助け するんじゃないぞ。